Welcome to Strategically Held, a podcast by our company, DAiM. This is the very first episode, and it's the only place where you can hear real stories about building meaningful wealth with digital assets. And on this first episode, we're going to talk about how someone with a large crypto portfolio came to lose and get scammed out of 282 million. We're also going to talk about the dangers of day trading, and I'm going to share with you how we help our investors avoid these dangers. Okay, so all of last year, I was saying 2025 is the year that AI changed everything. And it made a lot of things better. Business efficiencies, the way we communicate, the way that we search things and get right to the point of what we need, right? But it also helped bad actors, fraudsters, scamsters, those out there looking to take advantage of you. And how did it help them? Well, in just some of the ways, there's data breaches that are out there and your public information gets exposed. They're able to piece together different parts of your identity on the internet. They get a really good profile about you. When they contact you, it seems very real. They know so much. And as they're listening to the script of what you're saying and the feedback, their script is modifying in real time with AI to give them the highest probabilities of being successful and getting you to take the action that they want you to. Now, this episode's not to scare you about investing in digital assets. It's actually to make you more aware of what's going on, because let's think about it this way, right? These scamsters, they're not only after your crypto, they're after your bank account too, your personal identity, getting into your phone. It's just that they're after crypto because they see that as the most valuable thing, right? And if it's great for you as an investment, they certainly want to have it too. So there's the right way to invest and grow and protect and have something in your legacy with a crypto portfolio. All right, so let's open up this story and talk about what's going on. So here's the headline. The user loses 282 million, one of the largest social engineering crypto heist in history. Basically, a person impersonated their hardware device, the Trezor support, and tricked them into revealing their seed phrase. And so let's talk a little bit about what the seed phrase is. So what it comes down to is the seed phrase is something like a very big secure lock that has a code, and they basically get that code. The lock's not broken. It's just that they got the code and they got into your safe and they got your cash. All right. And so, how do these bad actors do this? In this case, they were trying to instill panic and get the holder to do something really quickly without thinking. And time is not on these bad actors' sides. They want to get you to take action right away. If you just stall them out, it's usually the way to just get them away. And you can realize that, hey, this is a scam. It's not real. And so, they wanted him to release control, and they had some of his information already. And so the goal was to get him to relinquish that seed phrase. All right. So he may have said something like this bad actor, right? Hi, this is official support for your crypto wallet at Trezor. We see there's a problem with your account and we need to help you fix it. When they said they needed the victim's seed phrase to verify and restore the wallet. And so the victim, thinking it was really support, again, they have all this AI out there. They're helping them gather information to really seem legit and personable. He shared those secret seed phrases, those words with this scammer. And that's all that this person needed that was on the other end of the line, this bad actor. That's all he needed. It was like handing over the master keys to a vault, or giving just the code to that secure lock that you have on your safe. And then instantly this bad actor went and emptied the wallet. And so really the trick here was they act like somebody trustworthy, official support, or they try to build a narrative like they might be from a government body, or that they're trying to save you from something bad happening. And then, they get you to a point where they almost get you to think you need their help in getting this done. And unfortunately, people end up giving away the keys basically to their investments. And like I said earlier, this is not just about crypto, but this also can happen to your bank account, your stocks, your investments, your phone. And so, really, if anyone calls pretending to be a bank, there's a problem with your account, we need your PIN, it's the same thing, right? And so you really got to think, hey, people from these supports are really not going to call me. There are secure channels for them to get a hold of you. You even got to watch out for emails. It may look like an email coming from at coinbase.com, but when you expand it, you see it's not coinbase.com, right? So you got to be very careful and talk to people about it. Never let anyone tell you you can't ask anyone you don't have enough time. You got to do this really quickly. That is not the case. Really, it's better to have the suspicion of fraud first. Take your time, look at what's going on, go into that wallet, change the password right away if you can, and then seek some professional help. Here at DAiM, we help protect our clients by our institutional management and using our custodial partner, Gemini, right? So when clients' assets are under our umbrella, no one at DAiM can unilaterally transfer assets. There's actually a very long process and procedure that's time-based that basically disables the transfer button. And so this allows us to sleep at night and not have to be concerned about something like a wrench attack and having to give up keys like you would have if you have assets just residing on Coinbase or a hardware device. If bad actors put the pieces of the puzzle together, they may be able to track you down and just get you to physically and coerce you to give up the password and those keys. So that's the kind of stuff that we look to prevent. And then we audit the accounts regularly. We always look at OPSEC to be on the front edge and improving and making the most secure platform we can for our clients' assets. All right, next, let's go into the dangers of day trading and look at this article. Okay, the dangers of overtrading and how to overcome them. Why would someone go and do day trading when they've never done any kind of aggressive trading in the past? Well, there's the allure of a big gain. They might be bored, looking for something to do at work. They may have seen a YouTube video or took a training course that at the end makes them feel like a pro and that they can be successful at this and they don't need to do anything else. In reality, it's a lot different than that. When you go to trade on an exchange electronically on the screen on your computer, there's a bid price and there's an ask price. And if you don't know really who's behind those, then you should not be day trading. And that's just as simple as that. And if you want to know who it is, and explain to you what's going on really and what's made, feel free to email me and I'll help educate you on it. But just is what you need to know. The bid and ask, those prices and that liquidity is supplied by sophisticated market makers, Citadel, Jane Street, Susquehanna. They hire MIT mathematicians, programmers to be there to find the best price and trade that fits them to make money, not you. Now you got to ask yourself, am I smarter than that person? Am I putting in enough time to beat that person? Am I using this AI trading bot that's guaranteed to beat that person? And the answer really is to all those questions is no, right? You're better at that person at your day job or the business that you own. And that's where you should be focused in making free cash flow that you can invest soundly, long-term investing. The hard work is being patient, letting the asset compound for you. All right. And so what comes to this, wishing upon a star that there's going to be a moonshot. Hey, I saw this guy, he put in a meme coin or a penny stock and it went up by 1,000% in a week and now he can retire. You think you've lost and then you're due to win. This is going to be the big one, back and forth. There's just a lot of reasons here to really, avoid this. And something else to consider is if you see stuff on YouTube, if that person was actually successful in the trades and the stuff that they're telling you to do, they'd be too busy making a ton of money to make the videos. They wouldn't need to. So what they're doing is they're trying to show you something to get your eyeballs, to monetize their ads and get them paid by YouTube, not by being a successful trader. You really got to understand what's going on. And if anybody tells you buy this asset because it's going to go to $10, you cannot guarantee things. That's actually a violation of securities law if they are licensed or not licensed. And trust me, nobody has a crystal ball to know exactly where the price is going to go and what to buy. You need to take caution with that stuff. Okay, the other thing to avoid is online relationships where you're developing something with a person and you maybe not met them yet, and yet they say after a couple of weeks of talking to them that, hey, I'm into investing, I'm making some money, we should trade together or do this platform together as part of getting to know each other. You don't have to send me your money, just send it right to the platform and we can try to make money together. Those are almost always fraud too. You send the money over to the other end And the woman on the other side of your screen ends up disappearing, and gone is your 6-7 figures that you moved over there. So be very, very careful with that stuff. Always do your research first. Ask yourself, is this a scam? All right, and to wrap up about the dangers of day trading, what we do for our clients is we invest their portfolios according to our model portfolio. Tried and tested and proven over 7.5 years. We have an investment committee that oversees it. It's a long fundamental thesis only that's not emotion based. We are looking for the storylines that can happen in the future, the macro crypto environment, also with just the broad overall global economy, and then breaking it down into subsectors in the crypto space. There's no knee jerking. We take our time, we pace this out, and we look at this as an institution would to be able to grow your wealth the right way. So I'll give you a couple of examples. So financial planning is not only about making a scenario where we're in a position that the assets go up, right? That may not happen for a period of time. It may take 2-3 years, and then there's a big gain in the asset. Have to be patient. But a lot of financial planning is setting up for milestones or getting ready for some taxable event, right? And just this week, we worked with one client to help plan out distributions from a beneficial IRA that this person inherited. The goal being to not have a large taxable event by the deadline date that the entire IRA needs to be distributed. Something else we did this week for a client is we prepared the account to buy downside protection using puts. This makes sense when the accounts are in the 7-figure, let's call it $5 million plus range, where the premium has to be bought and could be lost if you don't need the protection. But on a major swing, the account has some insurance policies on it. All right. Now, if this sounds like stuff you or anyone you know could use help with when it comes to advice, management, estate work on a large crypto portfolio, contact us and we'll be glad to share more about how we can help you.